Alright, my dog and I are out here at Keystone Lake. This is the Manford water supply part of the lake here. And the dam for this part of the lake is right where this road turns and heads that way. But we're gonna give this a go. My dog's having fun out here. We're gonna give this a spot. This is a good spot during the fall when on cooler days. There's a ton of activity out there on the water that I'll show you once we get the rods out there. Ooh, a big fish jump way out there. We're using shad as bait today. I got everything from small to big shad that we're going to be using today. So, I think I'm going to throw out an assortment of sizes. Caught some pretty big fish here before, even though it doesn't look like it would be a spot that would hold a lot of big fish. I'm going to use, there's very little current, so I'm going to use a slip bobber. I'm going to also use a Santee Cooper rig, and then the rest are going to be Carolina rigs. Alright, here's how we have the rod set up. The first one on the right's a slip bobber. The one next to it's a Carolina rig. And then those three right there are Carolina rigs as well. And then I got the slip bobber on the left right there, and then the Carolina rig on the right. And the wind finally kicked in. There was no wind when we came out here earlier today. That's one of the reasons why I picked this spot. When the wind's coming this way, it's good. It gets really deep fairly quick out here, is what people have told me. I've actually not launched my boat in here yet, so I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna get started and see what happens. Quick, we just got a bite, but he came off after the hook was set. Or he just never got it hooked. I'm going to cast this out into the same spot. Changing my mind here quickly with that slip bobber rig. Since the wind picked up, we have twice as much current. When we first got here, I'm going to go get enough piece of bait on this rod, get it casted back out. That's a good sign that we already got a bite. These first two are along the grass edge over here where I know bait often stays, and these are just fanned out around. So I'm probably going to wind up changing that slip bobber either to a Santee Cooper rig or a Carolina rig, but we'll see how fast it takes to get back over here. Right. Now we wait, see if we get another bite. I don't see people fishing this side of this very often. There are people that will fish on that far bank over there more often than I see someone fishing right here. So we're just gonna sit here and wait, see if we catch anything. Alright, we just got a good tug on that rod right there. It could have just been something bumping into it too, but we're about to find out if we get a bite. I really hope so. I was changing batteries in the camera, of course, when we got that bite. Tomorrow is opening day for Oklahoma's bow archery season for deer, turkey, and all that opens tomorrow. I am just over here fishing because I just had to get out of the house for a while, and for once the wind was at the perfect direction and the temperature was right, because I know over here you could get catfish that you can legally take home from this spot on a cool day like today. And I'd like to catch some fish and do a fish fry, but if I don't catch any big enough to take home, that's fine too. It's just better than being at home doing nothing. Got a couple good jerks on that pole. And 5 minutes before we got that bite, I actually reeled all my lines in, all except the slip bobber rig over here, in about 5 feet. And that means these two rods here are now in the grass, just inside the edge. This one should be within 3 feet of the grass edge, about 10 foot that way now. And the rest, and these other three I just pulled in a little bit. The wind's changed directions. It's coming straight at us now, real light. So we've been getting bites. I don't know if it's small fish. I'm gonna leave that rod out there another 5-10 minutes. If we don't get another bite, I'll reel it all the way in and make sure the bait's still on the hook. But since that's been the pole we've gotten bites on, I think I'm gonna downsize the bait size. I think I'm gonna put a real small piece of bait on there and see if that makes a difference. See if we could actually catch a fish instead of having bites but they don't get hooked. Since it keeps happening, it's making me think that it's a smaller fish that's active, that just can't get the bait and the hook in the mouth. And I always run 5/0 and 6/0 or circle hooks when I'm catfishing. My smaller tackle, meaning these two poles here, those two poles over there, I would go as low as a 4/0 circle hook on those. But my big heavy duty ones, I would rather have a bigger hook on there. Plus, if you have a bigger hook, you will have those little catfish that will come up, jerk, and eat your bait up. But if you use a bigger hook, you'll usually wind up catching fish that you could take home with a bigger hook. That's one thing I've noticed, because I used to use 4/0 treble hooks. I had two huge problems with those. I would have fish get gut hooked by those, and gut hooked so deep you couldn't even see the hook. And I always hated releasing fish I couldn't take home that were gut hooked that deep because I couldn't get the hook out. And with treble hooks, you'll catch a lot smaller fish for sure. And instead of having just one hook, you'll have three. You'll have three chances to get one hook in that fish. And every time I use treble hooks, all I seem to have caught was just small fish that I couldn't take home. Yeah, it's fun every once in a while, but I love fishing, but I'd rather go after the bigger ones because I love feel the fight that the fish gives you on the rod and stuff. That's one reason why I'm not running all heavy duty catfish rods either, because it's fun catching a big fish on a smaller rod. Well, hopefully we'll catch something here soon. The sun's come out all the way now. It was a lot cloudier when we got here, partially cloudy, and it's definitely heating up. Do know a couple other spots close to here that are better for a hotter day, but I have caught fish in here in the middle of the day. Good sized fish in here in the middle of the day with the water at this height. Well, we just got a bite on that rod. It was being pulled pretty good, but it never stayed on there. Hopefully, since we're definitely getting bites here, there's no way I'm leaving yet. Not so I know for sure that they're all just little fish that aren't worth the time. We've been getting all the bites when the wind's picked up just a little bit and the current's picked up a tiny bit. We've gotten all of our bites that way. In one of the fishing videos I did out here at Keystone Lake earlier this year, where the video clip with the wildfire, that wildfire was burning that whole far bank over there, down there by where all those trees are, right in there. And it was not a good sight to see. I'm glad to see that the trees look like they're growing back good. This would be a good place to bring a kayak out if you wanted, because just like I said earlier in the video, you can launch it right here. And I know there's a creek that comes in over there, about somewhere in there along that point. There's a creek. There's a tiny creek entrance right there. And I know there's a big deep hole somewhere between here and that bank, far bank over there. I'm gonna reel in these two on the right. Check the bait on them. Better to break the gear off. It's a lot better to break the gear off than keep jerking it and all that, because that will scare the fish away if you make too much ratchet. Too windy for the split bobber, so I think I'm gonna put it up. gonna, since all my bikes have been on Carolina rigs, I think I'm gonna throw out a Carolina rig to replace this one. And then I think I'm gonna grab my other rod that's rigged up for a Santee Cooper rig already, get it casted back out over here. We're gonna get these three. I brought my other Santee Cooper rig here back out, and then I brought my short travel catfish rod out as well that I'm gonna throw out into the slip bobber. And this slip bobber, I think I'm gonna cast out towards the corner of that grass right over here. And then I'm gonna wait till I roll in that rod, that third rod from the right, before I cast out this one, this second one. I'm gonna try to put this one right at the corner of the grass. I'm gonna try to put this one past the corner out there. It looks like that one's drifted a little bit with the heavier current. So I'm gonna cast out my travel rod first, just to replace the slip bobber rig. It was just moving faster than I like it to. I'm gonna cast it out over that way, and then I'm gonna reel each one of the 4 rods that are still in the water in one at a time, rebait, recast them, and then just work my way this way. And I'm gonna change it up a little bit over here. I'm gonna put this Santee Cooper rig at the corner of the grass. I've just passed it out in front of that grass. So that's what we're gonna do now. And I'm going to downsize my baits a little bit, since I've been getting bites on these middle 3 rods with bigger bait, but they've never gotten hooked. So I'm going to downsize the bait. We are gonna wait and see. I got that dark black pole just casted out into the same area where we got those bites at. This one is casted out right around the corner past the grass over here, past the grass line. This is, you can see my float right there. That Santee Cooper has a 3-foot leader, and the hook should be 4 to 6 inches below that float. I don't know if there's any big fish in there waiting to ambush or any eater-sized fish. That's what we're gonna try to find out. And then all of these are saying, the rest of them are saying are Carolina rig. So, and I downsized all my baits too. I was doing big chunks. Now I'm doing chunks about that big and really small head with bait. Alright y'all, we finally caught our first fish. Catfish in here. Look at that guy. Freaking dude. It's a channel cat. Been in the mud. That's a good sized fish right there. This guy, he looks like he would be still in the limit to take home. It's just I think I'm gonna let this guy go. What you can catch at this spot during the fall. You can catch some huge catfish even though it seems really shallow. Right here up by the bank. Alright, we're gonna rebait and get casted back out. I'm gonna go ahead and reel these two rods in. They keep drifting too far up here into this grass over here. So I'm gonna reel those two in and just leave them reeled in. The middle rod of the three, that one right there, is the one I caught that big catfish on. And I realized after I reeled it in that my stringer is at home and my cooler live well, the aerator battery's dead in it, so I wasn't for sure if the catfish would live long enough to get it home without the aerator, and my little bait cooler's too small to put that big a fish in it. Plus I don't want to fillet it and have all that laying right next to my bait for the rest of the day, so we're gonna go ahead and reel everything in and Alright y'all, thank you for watching my video. We did catch one fish today. I just realized I never filmed the end of the video. We wound up going to a couple other spots on our way home, but there was already a lot of people there. And I would rather fish out where there's no one within 25 to 30 feet of me. I would prefer more like 50 feet, but that's just my personal preference. Because the more baits you have in the water, you know, chances of you catching a fish go down, especially if there's not a lot of active fish in that area. That's why I prefer to be off on my own. And that's why I just prefer doing that. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.